What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, everybody? All right. What's going on? What's going on, everybody? And welcome to MindShift Monday. Okay. All right. Today's MindShift Monday. I'm feeling like it's an emergency broadcast. I don't know. The way things have been maneuvering, the way I keep hearing these sounds and just seeing things. I was hearing, even before I came on here, my phone literally went into emergency mode. So I'm just like, yeah. And previous to that, I just felt like, it's an emergency broadcast because people really need to understand what we are experiencing right now and how serious it is for humanity to wake up. I wanted to say all the other words, but we're gonna keep it cool for just in case the children are watching. So, again, all that being said, welcome to Mind Shift Monday. All right, we exercise everything else, so why not exercise the way that we think and see things? Okay, and I mean, of course, so we can have a higher perspective. Sometimes we're so caught in the details of things, trying to figure it all out, trying to, figure people out, trying to read through things, see through things. At the end of the day, some things it's just like, as they say, when you're in the forest versus, when you can just go a little bit higher and actually see the broad perspective of everything, you get a better view, you get a better understanding, and then you can actually go back in and do the work, right? You go in and do the work. It's kind of similar to the previous episode, right? And I don't know which number it is, so you can always, make sure y'all go on Spotify, YouTube, all platforms, and check out previous episodes. But in one of the previous episodes, it's in network, out of network, and it's still the same thing. If you're familiar with, or if you're not, just take it and do your own research. Okay, that's always something I'm gonna say, but it's also similar to out of body, in your body, and you know you're out your body, so you're able to see a good broad view of things. You're able to see a lot of things, and this is even dealing with what we're getting into today, right? But sometimes you got to come back in, for us to do the work that we're here to do on the planet, in the universe, for why we are here. Again, even if you don't think your purpose matters, if you think it's just small because you're working at a specific place right now, or you're in a specific part of your journey right now where things just don't seem significant, possibly, based off of societal distortions and hearing what other people are saying and comparing yourself to other people's journey and where they are, right? The thing is, we have to understand that being purposeful and intentional and being who we truly are here to be, right, happens in every moment of our day. It happens in everything that we do, all of our interactions, okay? And this is how we get clear on receiving exactly what it is that we need to receive in real time, right? Whether it's information, whether it's blessings, whether it's miracles, whether it's partnerships, relationships, community, whether it is information. I don't know if I just said that, but regardless, right, in real time. So today's episode is episode 43. We are in November. I am so grateful. I'm very much so grateful to be in November and to still be pushing through. Not even pushing through, but actually just bringing this information through. Um, you know, around the same time last year was when I started. And so I'm just grateful to be able to say that I made it another cycle through to, share what I know, share what I'm coming into as I'm developing, as I'm growing, and as things continue to move along. Hopefully this message reaches the right people at the right time. And, we go from there. A lot of things happening on the back end. So as always, it's leading while learning. Okay. And this is definitely a heart-based frequency. You definitely gonna want to feel into your heart, okay? You are definitely gonna want to feel into your heart as we maneuver through this time, right? With heart disease and cardiac arrest and heart attacks and all those different things being so prevalent in our blood system and just in health, and being the number one cause for why people transition, outside of cancer. It's imperative that we pay attention to what's going on, what we need to bring out of our heart and into the world, right? A lot of people got their hearts locked up, right? The heart is like, free me. Y'all talking about free your cut? Free me. Okay? Like, the heart want to be free to do its duty. Okay? It's restricted. It has restricted flow right now, right? A lot of people are restricting themselves and, causing blocks, causing all type of things to occur. And I get it, you know. But more of the story is, this is MindShift Monday, is a heart-based frequency. So it's all love for growth and expansion, okay? Right? It's November. We head into Sagittarius season. So it's about growth and expansion. If it's not about anything else, all right? And I know usually during this time, a lot of people, previously on what was Twitter and now it's X, which is mind-blowing because that's about to be a whole nother platform. But it already is. But people during Sagittarius season, it's like people will be exhausted. By the time we even got to just December, like the beginning of December, people like, man, I don't know why I'm like my energy, like I just want to, can we cut it off? And it's just like, yeah, no. This is how it goes when we really move, right? So today is about the quickening. During this time, I just want to, before it even starts, I want to go ahead and just get into the vibration and the frequency of where we're headed. Okay. So the quickening, humanity's initiation from Dreamtime into micro awakenings. Okay. Now, we're not gonna be here for long. Honestly, I really wanted to bring some key things for us to think about, okay? And I always have it lately. I've been doing quotes, so I'm gonna still drop a quote. And this quote caught my attention this week as I was reading The Intelligent Investor, okay? And so this quote goes pretty easy. Something foolish, something creative, and something generous. Okay. This is something that can be done every day, right? All three of those things actually can be done every day. You might do something foolish, you might do something creative, and you might do something generous, but hey, at least you made your day. at least you did something right within your day that, you know, maybe brought attention to more of yourself or more of what you can be doing or, you know, doing for others. I don't know. But that's the quote. Something foolish, something creative, and something generous. All right. And we all know generosity goes a long way. So, yeah, thanks for that. All right. So let's get into it. So, today, man, even before I really get into some things, humanity's initiation from Dreamtime to awakening. So today's subject matter, the quickening, was inspired by the actual book. There's a book that I'm rereading right now that just kept popping out to me called The Quickening by Stuart Wilde. Okay. And I'm not going to really go into much of what it's about, but it's definitely about awakening. Okay. And so the reason why I say humanity's initiation from Dreamtime into micro awakenings is because I'm also thinking about the market, right? The economy, and you know, price, everything going up right now. The price is not the same as it was yesterday, last week, a year ago, during the pandemic, and prior to that. Okay, we are in a new world, and I'm gonna keep saying that until, because we're going through these micro awakenings, and eventually people are going to hear it and understand it because they're going to really see it, they're going to really feel it, and they're going to be living through it. And so the preparation right now is to prepare your heart, prepare your mind, and prepare your soul for these this this transformation, this initiation, right? We're already going through it. But as we're heading into, again, ending a 3D new year, all right, we're already in a new, what we would say, a cosmic cycle, right? Where we're dealing with empowerment, okay, timelessness, enchantment, right? And just really being authentically who we are, and seeing the magic in the world, seeing the beauty and the miracles that can really happen, right? The what is it called? The not abbreviations, but basically the words that stand out are wow and mom, right? It could be mom, it could be wow. It's wow. We're gonna be having a lot of wow moments. We already have, right? We're having a lot of wow moments. Okay. And so I want you to keep that in mind as we move into closing out this 3D period of 2023. Very grateful for this cycle of 2023. And so 2024 is definitely going to rock our world. Honestly, um, you know, you are going to have to be grounded in some type of spiritual practice, some type of spiritual routine, whether you know you're waking up and praying every day, meditation, working out, everything that keeps you fully embodied in your purpose and being here, right? Now that I'm not saying that necessarily, there's a balance, there's a neutrality here. You know, it's not going to the far end and saying it's about to get crazy. But it is kind of, because a lot of people are going to be waking up, which means the vibrations of the earth as well, which are already shifting and showing itself, you know, for what we call the new earth. Uh, it's already showing itself. And once the people start going through these micro awakenings even more and waking up to the fact that it's happening, and deciding purposefully and intentionally on the direction of how they want to create their reality or create a new world, live in a new world, or continue to perpetuate the old paradigm, we're going to see this happen, you know, like a heart monitor. You know, when you looking at the EKG and all that stuff, and you know, deep and all that, yeah, it's gonna be just like that. You know, the Richter scale for when they measuring earthquakes, even, right? Looking at the power of that. Okay. So it's just imperative that during this time we understand that we have been asleep at the wheel. And a lot of people are taking this free will thing for granted. You know, that they're following the leader of what people continue to scream about as the oppressor. You know, it's like the program is in them. And so, and in us, right? Like we all reflect certain aspects of what's going on in the world and the changes that are coming about. But at the same time, you know, as a collective, as humanity, as the power that is in the people, right, divinely, you know, we have the ability to shift things in a direction where we are not only freeing up the wheel, right, but we're actually heading in the right direction. Right now, free will is everywhere. Everybody's scattered, right? Everybody's all over the place, you know? And it's just like, you know, come on back. Come on back. You know, we've all had moments where we just kind of like, again, out of network, right? Or out of our body, or just all over the place, right? Because there's so much going on. And we want to make sure that we have our finger on the pulse, or trying to figure out exactly what we need to do in real time. You know, it's so many voices to be heard or listened to. There are a lot of people stepping up right now that are, you know, giving out great information. And then there's also the illusions and delusions of, you know, the distortion, right? And the marketing employees of keeping your attention and literally falling for a trick again. And living in dream time so much that you never really awaken to the call, the purpose, right? And so that's why we're going through these micro awakenings. I kind of want to say microwave, but that's why we're going through these micro awakenings to initiate ourselves from dream time into the awakened state, right? And once you are awakened, you can be empowered and enlightened to do things that you always thought you could do or wanted to do, right? And this can go either way. The thing about awakening and people really seeing the power that we truly have, whether together or even in themselves, is literally still going to be on the brink of, you know, who are you operating as? You know, whose operating system are you using, right? Are you using your God system, or are you using the government system? You know, are you operating, you know, the same way how you point the finger at what other people are doing, but yet you're still doing the same thing? You know, like what's the operation? Okay. And so a lot of this that I want to focus on also stems into, you know, again, that dream time. So something that really stuck out to me was dealing with R.E.M sleep, or what they call R.E.M sleep. And to get into it, you know, in a micro way, that's rapid eye movement sleep, which is the stage of sleep where most dreams happen. All right. And its name comes from how our eyes move behind our eyelids while we're dreaming. And during REM sleep, our brain activity looks very similar to the brain activity while we're awake. Imagine that. You know, I remember this from school, from high school or middle school, whenever we learned about this. I think whether it was in psychology or science in general, I remember hearing about this. But, you know, it's imperative for us to always go back into things to see it from a new view, right? Again, having that higher perspective, having another perspective to really see things for what they truly are and what's really being said to us in that moment because we've grown, right? And so this right here literally stuck out to me so much. You know, the stage of sleep where most dreams happen, right? Not only that, but how our eyes move behind our eyelids while we're dreaming. And the brain activity, this is the biggest part. The brain activity looks very similar to the brain activity while you're awake. So imagine that. You know, I'm sure we probably heard it, whether in movies or here, you know, where people are, you know, we'll say sleepwalking through life, right? I think we've all been there in a way, right? Consciously, unconsciously, things like that, you know, sleepwalking through life, okay? Just kind of on an automation tip where it's just like you're just kind of going through the motions, okay? And so imagine that if our brain activity in this R.E.M sleep, this R.E.M sleep looks similar to the brain activity as though we're awake, then what's the trick here? Right? Like you could literally just be going through your day, sleep in dream time, right? In R.E.M sleep. In R.E.M sleep. Okay. And of course, this can go deeper into when we actually do go to sleep, right? And what's occurring when we actually transition into, you know, what we call the astral realm or your dreams or, you know, other dimensions of reality, right? You're walking through these other doors and parallels, right? And, you know, are these your visions or are they, you know, visions that are being projected to you? You know, are they subconscious messages, right? This is the time to, if you are a dreamer, right? But you don't even have to be a dreamer at this point because when we're going through these micro awakenings, you're dreaming in real time while you are literally right now. Okay, so it's like you really have to sit with yourself for a moment, even when it's if you're waking up, and just ask yourself, you know, really come into the wholeness of your vibration and frequency of who you truly are, right? And feel that for yourself, and even ask for the guidance to be within the wholeness of yourself, because you're going to want to be here, right? Unless you decide to check out, right? A lot of people are going to make that choice. They are making that choice. They are being given that choice, especially if they have ailments, right? They are being given that choice to say, hey, you ready? Right? And not even necessarily even given a choice. It's just time, right? So again, while we are here, are you awake? You're going through micro awakenings in this dream time of this world. And the reason why there's so much going on is because we are in this dream time, in this world, and we are not fully awakened. We are not fully awakened, right? So how do we transition? Like, what's really going to happen for us to fully awaken? You know how they say when people need to learn lessons, everybody learns lessons differently. Some people need some harsh reality to wake them up. Some people might not need too much. It's just like, just show me, and okay, that's all. I'm all right. I'm on duty, right? Right. So the thing is, like, what are you choosing? What type of wake up call do you really need? You know, so right now, what's happening is the Most High, you know, our angels, our guides, like, you know, the people who the worlds, the people, the realms that are rooting for us, you know, they're like, you know, we're gonna gradually awaken you, right? We're trying not to, right? But there are going to be moments where it's going to feel like that. But right now, we're going to gradually awaken you because we need you to get off your ass. We need you to roll over on the right side of the bed and get up and wake up. Okay, like literally, this is really what's happening right now. So even as I'm saying this, you know, it's igniting within me the understanding of we've been asleep at the wheel. We've been telling the Jesus take the wheel so long, and that's fine, right? But eventually we have to wake up. Jesus is not here to take the wheel the whole time. Then what are we here for? And any other beliefs that you have, right? That wheel is being steered, right? There are multiple wheels, just like we go through multiple cycles, right? Just like we go through multiple cycles in life, right? You could be having a birthday. They could be having a birthdays. You could be having a celebration. Somebody could be dying. You know, there are different things going on all at the same time, right? But what have we truly been doing? Now, I get it, right? Our previous generation, the baby boomers, y'all put in that work for what y'all knew how to do in those moments, right? And we are grateful for what you all have done, right? Right? And you should be able to chill. You should be able to relax. You should be able to enjoy your life, right? But then we also have the transfer into the newer generations, right? We get, we got all these names now. We being labeled, right? You got your X, your Y, your Z, your millennials, you know. And so again, still, but what are you doing? What are we doing? Like, if you're a part of a generation, then why are you not linking up? Right? Is there a meetup, on Eventbrite for Generation X, millennials or something that want to put in the work or want to come together to do something in the world? Is it like, I mean, it's happening in a micro way. Let's say that. It's happening in a micro way. So when I say that, that means it's happening in ways where people are meeting according to their interests, right? They're being led to each other according to their interests, according to like this frequency of this broadcast, their hearts, right? The love capacity that they actually have within them, right? To be able to distribute throughout the world, to actually come together and unify, right? To empower each other, to help each other out, to be resourceful, to provide opportunities, right? To one another. Everyone is learning from each other, right? It's not just a one thing where it's just a one person doing a thing, right? And that's something too, where we're always expecting just one person to be doing this one thing. And I get it. Like sometimes it is going to be someone that's willing to go to the leading edge, go through the pathway, right? And be that person naturally, right? Sometimes you don't even know you're doing it. You're just doing the work, right? You're being a vessel of change. Right? You're producing the result that needs to be here on earth. You're connecting the dots. You're bringing in that connection, right? So again, from Dreamtime into micro awakenings. And this micro awakenings is similar to micro recessions, dealing with our money, dealing with our wealth, dealing with our resources, okay? So micro recessions, micro awakenings, right? Right now, they can't call it with the economy. It's just like soft landing, hard landing, no landing, taking off, not taking off, pause, no wheel, steering the wheel, free wheel. You know, it's so many different variations of what could be going on. Inflation, percentage going high. Send some more money that way, right? At this point, we have an out-of-body experience with the economy. And even the government, because they're doing some things now to the point where it's just like, you got to kind of just sit back and be like, so is this really have anything to do with me? It's like, should I really be paying attention to this? Or should I really be doing something else? Like, is this my time to like kind of creep off and go do some work? You know? And by the time they look up, they thinking we paying attention and it ain't. Like we really like set up on another level. We literally like in a new paradigm, a new earth, a new wave, a new frequency, to the point where it's like, yeah, you know, like we are human beings. We have bodies. We have power in us, right? But our attention goes so many places and spaces and, so many things that we want to do, to share our generosity in the world, our creativity in the world, to even, I don't necessarily want to say save the world, right? Because it's not saving the world, right? We're just literally here to do our part and literally be a human being, a powerful human being at that, right? Where are we coming from? Where are we coming? Where are we being birthed from? Right? Before your soul even touches the womb. Right? Where are you falling from? Where are you coming from? Where are you coming up from? Right? Where are you waking up from? Did you just wake up and one day you was just 18? Right? Did you wake up one day and you was a 4-year-old baby? You woke up one day and now you 52? You 33? Right? You're 86? Right? So these are the things that I'm thinking about. While also making sure that people keep this in mind whenever you see this broadcast. Because again, the brain activity is very similar to the brain activity while we're awake. The sleep, R.E.M sleep activity, right? So it's really a difference of even knowing if, like, it's just different levels of awakening, right? You can have a mass, powerful awakening and literally be on and literally just be on purpose, like just literally be on, right? So on that it's just like, yeah, there's no time to, do anything else except for exactly what I'm doing, right? You might tap out just, to say, hey, let me step out, let me enjoy myself, let me, go be around, my loved ones, or, because we got the holidays coming up, so, giving thanks for the fact that we just are able to commune with them, but, and also still, identifying, it's just best to embrace the gratitude of being able to, all right? It's so many things that have come our way that being asleep is a powerful state of the subconscious doing work, right? And so the subconscious, everybody in the manifestation and all of that type of stuff. So if we're asleep at the wheel, right? If we're asleep at the wheel, and the subconscious is still processing information, whatever it is that you're taking in, even if you do know it, don't know it, consciously, unconsciously, you're getting the messages, right? Us as humanity, we're getting the messages. So what are we processing and creating in the world without even knowing it? Right? And so now that you're aware of that, then also, how do you kind of, readjust and like kind of swerve, you might swerve off the road for a minute, pull over and be like, wait, pause. Let me figure out what I want my subconscious to be working toward, right? Pause. Because we could be looking at all type of things and still projecting the reality that is being projected to us. And, that still could be destruction. It could be a number of things. Look at all the things going on in the world. That's us, right? Of course, we're not aware of it because we're in dream time, guys. We're in dream time, right? So once you become aware of this, now it's like the reroute, the collaboration. Okay, so what we got to do? The network. So hey, you woken up too? You waking up? Are you woke or awakening? That's another episode too. That's a previous episode. Woke was infiltrated and it's over, right? Y'all know how trends come and go, narratives come and go. Right now, if you woke, then you like some type of insurgent government agent against the institution or some shit. I don't know. Like you're bound to be canceled, and actually being canceled is actually a way out. So it's kind of wild, So the main thing is, yeah, true. Are you woke or awakening? So there's one more thing when we're dealing with REM sleep, okay? And I know this might be a lot of information, right? So right now, I'm going to let you know that as you're receiving this information, again, make sure you have a spiritual routine, right? Make sure that you're clearing, you learn how to, clear the way for yourself, right? You find out those scriptures or those prayers or those mantras or that sound or that frequency that can help you clear your vibration and your frequency and tune in a certain way, right? Ask for guidance, right? So that you can be fully embodied in the work that really needs to take place, right? And congratulate yourself for how far you've come. And stop comparing yourself to what other people are doing, right? And appreciate the people that are showing up for you. Because we're not going to be doing this by there is going to be a period of solitude. There is a period of, we got to do a few things on our own because it's like, it's being in the incubator. You kind of you're being molded, right? You got things happening. We have things happening within our bodies, within our minds, within our souls that are preparing us for this time, right? Preparing us for the work, the real work that we're about to do, right? And somebody, I'm sure they probably like, I've been doing the work. I've been doing the work. And I'm like, yeah, you probably have. We all have. What you mean, like the 9 to 5? Or you talking about entrepreneur work? Like all of it is work, right? But there's like this other piece of work, right? Where healing takes place. And that's going to be another thing, If you've been avoiding doing specific types of healing, or maybe you weren't aware that you had to heal things, you may have thought it was taboo because it's not something that we talk about in church. Healing takes place only when Jesus died on the cross, right? Healed, right? I don't have to do no work, right? So you go back to sleep and then you go to regular work and you mind your business, right? But eventually there comes a micro awakening point, a pivotal point when these different things start poking at you and, people start triggering you in a way and you're trying to figure out like, why is this bothering me? And it's like, yeah, because there's something that needs to be worked out, or you're heading in a direction and we need you to be ready. And so just pay attention to this. Just do a little bit more of this, right? Start praying more. Start walking more. Start working out the best way for you more, right? You need physical therapy. You need to take time with your body. You need to take time with yourself. You need to get to know yourself a little bit more, right? Do you need to set boundaries? Do you need to, whatever it is for you that comes up, you have to be discerning. You have to be wise enough to apply these things in your life the way that it's showing up for your healing. A lot of people didn't like when Trump was in office because he created mass hysteria for healing to take place. That was his purpose. But it came in like full-blown awakening, and people was like, that's like being woke up out your sleep, right? People like, please get him out of here now. Like, it's like an intruder that came into your dreams, and you like, no, please. People was like begging for him to get out. Don't even know why, right? It's just they're going off of the narrative. But I also get it too. I'm not for, trust me, I'm not for a person at all, right? Neither. Okay, I'm here for the people and empowerment and enlightenment and the unity that comes from within, and also is projected outside so that people can really, really, really come together and do beautiful work, right? Things that are so shifting that by the time we look back 10, 13 years from now, it's like, what did we do? Wow. And that's the cycle that we're in right now. So why wouldn't you want to look back and say, wow? You know what I mean? Like, wow, mom, right? Okay. So, yeah. The last thing I want to bring up as well is there's this thing called sleep latency that deals with REM sleep, or sleep onset latency. And the acronyms for that is S.O.L, right? And it is the time it takes for us to go from being fully awake to sleeping, right? Sleep latency and the time it takes to reach rapid eye movement sleep are important factors in the amount and quality of our sleep, right? So even right now, like, I know, we're talking about micro awakenings, we're talking about dream time. Dreams are imperative, right? Dreams are imperative. We receive some beautiful messages, right? Some if you're a dreamer, or if that's how you receive information, or still need to be discerning of, where it's coming from. Is it subconscious? Is it, other dimensions of reality that you're actually in, or are you actually, receiving, empowering messages for your future, or seeing past events, whatever, correlating events that are happening now in this timeline all at the same time. So many things. But it's this right here dealing with the soul is the time it takes for us to go from being fully awake to sleeping, right? So imagine this as humanity, right? As a soul, as a being, right? We're always talking about, someone doing something to us, right? The oppressor, this outside influencer that has so much control over our life that we can't get it together as a whole, right? This is just like a thing, right? So this is true. If this is true, okay. So imagine that you are awake, but there's this time frame, there's this gap, right, between being awake and sleep. And in between that gap is when all of the subconscious activity takes place that puts you back into a dream state and produces the result that we see in the world, right? On your soul, right? From your soul, that gap, right, is literally hitting directly in our soul, that sleep onset latency, right? Again, the time it takes to actually reach R.E.M sleep, right? The time it takes for us to go from being fully awake to sleeping. You know how you lay down and you like, can't even go to sleep right now, right? Because you're awake, you just like on one, like all systems are still go. You know, you may not have found a way to, wind down, or, you might just not have the the systems in place of how your body just, turns off, or like literally prepares you to go to sleep, right? Some people, like myself, I lay down, it's over, so I do need to go to sleep, like prepare a little earlier than normal if I just want to be able to relax before I go to sleep, right? And that's something that a lot of people can consider. But just imagine that gap is your soul between being awake and being asleep. And the quickest access point to the soul in that type of state is the subconscious, right? So with all the information that we receive and all the data that is entering into our psyche and our subconscious, right? And then producing this mass result on the world stage, as we will say, right? Are you fully awake or are you sleeping? Right? And if those things are happening in between those states, then how can we again take more responsibility? I know that's a harsh word. We already got enough we responsible for. We gotta pay bills. We gotta do all this 3D stuff, all this matrix stuff, right? And the key factor is, we gotta get free some way. You gotta liberate yourself some way. So where does it really start? Is it in the subconscious? Is it in the soul? Right? And if the will is free, right, then it's more important to make sure that what you're doing is in full integrity of like the congruency of your soul's purpose. And every other word that lines up with that, whether it's destiny, whether it's dharma, whether it's karma, whether it's all of these other words, yogas, you name it. In that space between being fully awake and sleeping, what is truly taking place? Right? And so I'm going to kind of end it right there, because we are now into another day, and the numbers are numbering right now. 11:21, 12:01 a.m. Right? But this has definitely been a MindShift Monday. And there's a lot going on, and it's just imperative that you take time for yourself and really evaluate day by day, moment by moment. First of all, the amount of gratitude that you have for just making it through. The amount of gratitude that you have for literally being able to even recognize that you can have gratitude, for being able to be empowered and enlightened and awakened to gifts, abilities, strengths, weaknesses, right? To be able to set yourself up exactly how God wants to see you in the world. The Most High wants to see you in the world. Everything that is supporting us at this time, right? We're all rooting for you. Y'all like that meme. Y'all like that gift too. Between that and Oprah gift, we're all rooting for you, right? And it's true. It's true. But these are not necessarily things that we've spoken about, like in general terms, just in general conversations in religion or in the spaces that we have normally, grew up in. Everything has just been real matrixy or a real, establishment type deal. Whereas now we are opening up into a new world, new orders, right? New marching orders, right? New positions, new ways of being, the evolutions of humanity, of ourselves. And, there is free will, but if there is free will, then what are we really doing with it? How are we really working with it? And sometimes, like on the previous episode, in order to succeed, fail faster. Fail faster, fall faster, whatever the case may be, right? Get through it, the quickening, get through it a little faster, right? You're gonna make some wrong turns. You're gonna try and do a lot of things on your own. It's all type of stuff, right? But overall, it's micro awakenings. It's that, are you going to maintain your sleep? What you should do. Let's be real. Sleep is actually okay. Like, for the healing to take place, and going back to that whole Trump thing, right? Going into 2024, again, if there are certain types of healing that we've been avoiding, whether as a collective or individuals, if Trump, regardless if he gets back in office or not, the healing is going to take place. But it can take place in a specific type of way, right? Based on the choice that we make as humanity, that people make to, vote, or not vote, whatever, vote for yourself, right? Vote for your soul, right? Vote for your awakening. Vote for your purpose. Vote for the intentionality of your interactions with the right people in the right places and across the world, doing what needs to be done. Right? We're all in our little pockets of the world, different states, different places. We're all moving about, right? Just like ants, but ants are powerful, right? They be out here lifting 5 leaves, two crumbs of bricks. They building relentlessly, right? Animals work every day naturally. Like, they do the work naturally. They just wake up and go. And I get it. I know, like, we're human beings, they're animals, but there's a correlation there. There's a correlation there. It really is. And I appreciate y'all for tuning in, right? This has definitely been a MindShift Monday, right? It's always a heart-based frequency. And, make sure that with all this information that make sure that you go ahead and just bring it on down into your heart, right? Feel into that, and then bring it into your soul, These Mondays are also dedicated to the solar plexus, right? And letting your light shine, getting into the soul of things. And so again, how are you feeling that gap between being asleep and awakening, right? Between sleep and awakened states. You know, a lot of people avoid rest. Most of the time we want to be so busy that we can't rest and receive the healing that we need in real time because we don't want to rest. We don't want to take time to relax and chill out because the world and society and work and all these rhythms of life, is like, no, you got to keep going. You got to have something to do. You got to keep moving, right? But what we're going to start finding out is about the body is the body loves for us to rest for the type of healing and for the processes that it needs to do. Because during the day, we be doing too much. During the day, the body's like, you know what? Just call me. Let me know when you sit down. Let me know when you stop eating. Okay? Let me know when you drink, when you take all those different things that aid me in my processes so I can empower you, so that I can innovate some things in you. Right? Yeah. So we're gonna leave it right there. I appreciate y'all, whether y'all tuning in now, whether you're tuned in um, eons from now, years from now, right now, tomorrow, next week, next month, 2024. I hope this is relevant. And yeah, we're going to go from there. So it's all peace, it's all love for growth and expansion. Do something foolish, do something creative, and do something generous, and enjoy the rest of your week. Use Monday as a stepping stone to kick ass, right? To literally just bust through the door, right, of your week, right? We take this faith that we have on Saturdays and Sundays, right? If you go to church or you're in a religion or, whatever the case may be, whatever it is for you, we do these things on the weekends, and then when Monday get here, we're like, oh, gotta go to work. We gotta, and it's just time out for that. Monday is not mundane, right? Monday is a powerful day, right? It's only mundane because of the standards that have been set for us. But we can set a new standard. Yeah, we can set a new standard, right? And that will be a way to help you break free, right? And to liberate your mind first, right? So that we can do the work that needs to be done and go from dream time into these micro awakenings, right? So whatever it takes, whether you gotta laugh through it, cry through it, you know, plant some seeds in it, whatever your outlet is, right? Hands in the dirt, right? Go out and ride your bike, take a walk, run, whatever you need to do. Laugh with some children, right? Whatever you need to do for yourself, do it, right? And listen to your body and go from there. All right, y'all. So it's never perfect. It's always real. And yeah, we're going from there. So this is another MindShift Monday. I am so grateful to be here with you all and to be able to bring this information through. And it's always leading while learning, spirituality, economics, and wealth. And we're just getting started, man. And yeah, I'm grateful. So I will see you all soon. Peace.